Welcome back to Quick Notes with Croissant. Today we're going to be talking about the 10 distinctions between Whiners and Whiners by Keith Cameron Smith. Okay, this is a really straightforward book. I actually quite liked reading it because it was essentially one of those books that it literally outlines every single point that you can just essentially read and understand exactly and start applying it. So the first point, it actually does it backwards. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'll start with 10. So the first one is winners are responsibility. They take responsibility for absolutely everything. If you look at any of the other books like Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink or anything like that, a winner will always take extreme ownership of every opportunity, every single outcome, every single situation. And the reason why that is because when you basically focus on whining or playing the victim like a whiner does, progress stops. You're not able to look towards solving the problem, looking towards, as the team, achieving a solution because everyone's too focused on who's putting on the blame. Now, you as a leader, understand that it certainly is. Don't fake it. You are literally the person at fault. As a leader, you will, no matter what, 100% of the time, in your life and in your business, always have an opportunity to change the outcome of the circumstances. So if you operate that way, that means there was always mistakes that you could have made and decisions that you could have made better in order to achieve a better result or the one that you were specifically looking for. Now, number 9 is basically that winners can have what they want and whiners want what they can't have. Essentially, a winner will do whatever it takes. There's no such thing as wanting what they can't have because they believe that they deserve what it is that they're looking to accomplish. But not deserved in the sense of someone should give it to them, but deserves in the fact that they have the skill set, they have the character in order to achieve it. So if you can have that sort of mindset, it can help sort of develop you in that way that you're actively looking towards understanding that everything is not a given, but is achievable. A whiner believes that, the world happens to me, versus what you basically can do in order to change your world. Now, number 8 in the book, chapter 8, it talks about how a winner will always find a way. It sort of coincides with the previous one of number 9, whereas a whiner will find an excuse. Winners will basically always understand that every problem, the definition of a problem is that it means that there will be a solution. You just have to focus on it long enough. And if you do this consistently over an extended period of time, eventually a solution will be found. For example, no matter what, let's say everything is going against you, the odds are against you, your business has failed, you failed your 5th business. A winner will understand, okay, well, the average business owner fails 7 before they succeed, so I've still got 1 more on my belt before I can get that success. They understand that it is a process. There is always a way to win. Whereas a whiner will just be like, a setback is like, maybe this isn't for me. This isn't what I want to do. And you want to have that difference of mindset, that winner's mindset, that no matter what, this is what I'm setting out to achieve. There is a way to do it. I may not know it the first time. I may not know it the 100th time, but eventually I will get there. The next one is, winners will brighten a room by entering it. Whiners will brighten a room by leaving it. If you've ever met those types of successful people who essentially brighten up a room, they bring the best out of certain people, that is a sign of an individual that you should certainly follow. I know for a fact a lot of people view business owners as cutthroat, whereas realistically that's not it anymore. Nowadays it's all about people skills, showing empathy, connecting with your group, your community, the people that you work with. Whereas a whiner, if you've ever met those people who are essentially always unnecessarily negative, every solution they have a problem for, every solution there's a reason why it won't work, rather than being like, yeah, that might, they're always like, no, that won't. And these are the types of people that you honestly want to distance yourself from, because no matter what, they will poison not only your solutions, your ideas, but your overall character and mindset. So you want to look towards being that person that does bring the best out of everyone else. A winner, a successful person, they're always looking to bring the best out of their surrounding people, whether it's their inner circle or their general friends. And that's the type of person that you want to strive towards becoming. Someone that brings the best out of people rather than drags them down. The next point is that a winner listens twice as much as they talk, and a whiner talks twice as much as they listen. Now, there are so many benefits to talking less and listening more. Number 1, from a business perspective, you get free knowledge. Someone is letting you know what their intentions are, what they're looking towards accomplish, what they value and what they don't. And on top of that, there's a famous quote that I always like to listen to and abide by, is that no one cares what you have to say unless they first know that you care. So if you don't have a level of care, if you don't have a level of listen and hearing what the person actually has to say, why do you expect them to actually listen to what you have to say? And that's the difference between a winner and a whiner. A winner only speaks when he knows that he's being heard. Not only because of how he speaks, but he assures that the attention is there. Whereas a whiner will just talk, even if the people that he's speaking, or he or she is speaking to, has no intention of listening. And it's making sure that you don't necessarily waste your words, but speak when you need to and it's necessary in order to either progress your conversation, make the individual feel better, or achieve a better position in business, or whatever it is that you're looking towards achieving. Next is that winners winners enjoy life's journey, whereas whiners, they put their joy in their destination. See, winners, they fall in love with the process. They understand that they don't need to feel good about it, but they love the lessons they learn along the way. In fact, if you've ever met someone who loves those experiences and times where the time was terrible, where the time was tough, where they were doing it tough, where there was sleeping in a certain area that wasn't necessarily good, or going through just a certain tough situation, and they cherish that moment more than their successes, that's a sign of a winner. Whereas someone who's a whiner might be someone who just enjoys a festival, who might enjoy just certain events, more so than the journey that life presents them on their way towards success. And it's understanding which one do you want to be. Now, the next thing that winners and whiners have is that a winner builds friendships, whereas a whiner destroys friendships. See, a winner will always look towards actively developing the relationships that they have. And although they may politely distance themselves from certain negative environments and certain people who are bringing them down, they will never destroy the friendship. Whereas a negative whining type of person, if you've ever met them before, through their whining and through their, bickering behind their back and small talk and so on, they will destroy these relationships around them for no other reason than petty ones. Now, I understand there's certain scenarios where that is acceptable to destroy certain relations based on decisions and actions made by either or both parties. However, for the most part, destroying relationships simply because someone did something minuscule or minor is immature and a whiner thing to do. A winner will always look to build the relationship versus destroy them. The next thing that a winner does is think big. A whiner will think small. A winner's limitation is not basically structured around his reality. He believes that goals is something that you want to bring your reality to. You always want to be striving to bettering your circumstances. Whereas a whiner always looks towards bringing their goals closer to reality. They think small. They only look towards increasing in increments, and in fact, most of the time, become happy and stagnant and conceited with the situation and little success that they might have experienced. You always want to look towards striving for the biggest part. In fact, just like an arrow that gets affected by gravity, you're always going to slightly fall short on your goal. So you want to look towards always having it slightly higher to ensure that if you do fall short, at least you'll aim where it is that you're originally looking towards hitting. The next one is the winners have a focused mind, whereas whiners have scatterbrain. So I always talk about how you're either focused or distracted. Those are the two mindsets you are ever in. You're focused on achieving your goals, or you're distracted by them through entertainment, through relationships, social settings, so on and so on and so on. Sacrifice has to be made to your distractions in order to ensure that you're being focused. And whiners, they're very rarely focused on anything other than distractions. Understanding the difference, understand what you're looking towards accomplish, can make sure that you don't fall into this rut and can be focused on what it is that you're looking towards achieving. I know it's not easy. There's a bunch of other books that you can read and a few other videos that can help you with this specific aspect of winners and whiners right here, depending on what you want to be. The final one that it talks about is that winners create blissful meaning, whereas whiners create negative meaning. Now, this one was a little bit of a unique one to interpret, but basically how I figured it was, winners have a positive mental attitude. No matter what situation, no matter how negative, no matter how positive, no matter how neutral, they will always have a positive outlook on how it is. Always looking at the very least the silver lining, what they could have learned in the situation, and definitely the benefits of it, rather than focusing on the negative. Whereas a whiner will always, no matter how positive of a situation, will bring out the negative. There's a problem for every solution. Those types of people, the people who no matter what will always look towards bringing down the rest of the group. This person almost has a problem with being positive. And I don't exactly know why. These types of people need to definitely look some soul searching and understand why it is. But you certainly don't want to be the type of person that always sees the negative in every situation. Now, these people will always call themselves realists. But the thing is, realist, that just really means what's possible. And if it's possible, if it's happened before, then that means that it's probable. So realistically, there is no such thing as a realist, because no matter what, if you believe that it's going to have a positive outcome, then you're an optimist. If you think that it's going to have a negative outcome, you're an optimist. Either way, you're a realist, because a realist is just making their decision based on their reality that surrounds them. So you choose your own reality based on your outlook on life. Anyways, guys, that's it for the 10 distinctions between winners and whiners by Keith Cameron Smith. I highly suggest you still look towards the book because it goes more in depth on every single aspect of those 10 distinctions. And if there's certain aspects that you certainly want to change, there's a lot of other videos that you definitely can watch to look towards improving yourself and putting yourself in a better position for a financial success. I definitely think that you should apply some of these quotes, especially the ones that stand out the most to you. And if you identify yourself as maybe as a whiner, that's okay, because that still is a winner's mentality that you can switch over to over towards becoming a winner. Anyways, guys, that's it for Quick Notes with Chris on. I highly suggest you don't stop there. Like, comment, subscribe. Comment if you think that you might enjoy this one. Share it with a friend if you think it might be able to help them. But other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next one.